There's a moment I think about a lot. It was June 25th, 2020. I was sitting at my desk answering emails, finalizing documents for a big meeting. And at the same time, I was losing my baby. And I remember thinking, why am I still working right now? That question changed everything for me. And today, I want to share that story with you because behind every financial decision, there's a life. And sometimes the most powerful financial move you can make isn't about a number at all. It's about knowing when to stop. Stay with me because by the end of this video, I want you to walk away asking yourself a question too. What would it look like if your money gave you the freedom to choose? I'm Megan, co-host of the Deeply Invested podcast and co-founder of Your Money Style. And this is my story. It was the first week of May 2020 when my husband and I finally saw 2 pink lines on a pregnancy test. After years of trying, it felt like a miracle. For 10 weeks, we were over the moon. And then on June 25th, I started showing signs of a pregnancy loss. I called my doctor right away, but they couldn't see me until the end of the day. And that afternoon, I had a major meeting with our CEO and CFO that I had been leading the prep for. My boss stepped in to take the lead, but I still had to finish the documents, write up, back up notes, and answer all her questions. So, while I was losing my baby, I worked through it. I want to be clear here. No one forced me to do that. My manager did not push me. That was my choice. But I almost felt like I didn't have a choice, and I felt like I was in this out-of-body experience. But in that moment, I realized something that I couldn't unsee. A 6-figure job just wasn't worth it. I took Friday off, but I was back at my desk Monday. I struggled silently at work because no one knew except my manager. On the outside, it was as if nothing had happened, but on the inside, I was wrecked. And on July 13th, 2020, just 2.5 weeks after my loss, I handed in my resignation after more than 10 years at that company. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with personal finance? Everything. The only reason I could make that choice, the only reason I could walk away was because of the financial decisions my husband and I had made years before. We had set ourselves up in a way that gave us options. We didn't have to stay somewhere that was draining us just to keep the lights on. Even on my last day, I remember thinking, am I making the right decision? Will I ever work again? Will I even be able to have a baby? And I'm happy to tell you that today, I do have a thriving 4-year-old daughter, and I do not regret leaving that job for even 1 second. But my story did not end there. I was able to get pregnant again in January 2021, and early on in my pregnancy with my daughter, I accepted another corporate role. I thought, okay, that's just what I am supposed to do. I was conditioned to believe that I needed to have a traditional career path, but I was very unhappy in the role a year after joining. And then life threw more at me than I knew how to carry by August of 2022. I lost another pregnancy, I lost my best friend to cancer, and I lost my grandpa, all within a 6-week window. I had reached my breaking point again. And once again, the financial foundation we had built gave me the ability to pause, to grieve, to breathe. This is what I now call my second mini retirement, and it was just as necessary as the first. During that time off, something started to shift in me. I began seriously thinking about what I actually wanted my future to look like, and I kept coming back to one thing. I had a passion for helping people with their finances, not in a stuffy spreadsheet and jargon kind of way, but in a real human, this is your life kind of way. So, after some reflection, my husband and I decided I'd go back to the corporate world for just a little while longer, just to give our investments one more boost while I built something on the side. And to be quite honest, that's what I thought I was supposed to do, and I didn't want to ruin my chances of never being able to work again. And wow, did I underestimate that plan? Juggling a full-time job, a toddler, a household, and building a business, it was a lot. But something good came out of it. I met Maddie, who is my now business partner and friend. Despite our age difference, we clicked instantly over our shared backgrounds in finance and corporate life. Through so many conversations, we realized we both had this burning desire to build something together, something that would help real people take control over their financial lives. And that's when it clicked for me. Helping others grow their wealth, that is my calling. And so for the third time, I left my six-figure job this time to go all in on our business and on being present for my daughter. None of this went the way I planned, but every single pivot led me here, and I'm so grateful we had the financial foundation to make those choices possible. So let me talk about the practical side, because that's where I think a lot of people get stuck. They hear a story like mine and think, okay, but that's not possible for me. I don't have that kind of flexibility. But here's what I want you to know. We built that flexibility on purpose over time. We call it a flexibility fund, and it's not about being wealthy. It's about being intentional. And here's what made the difference for us. An emergency fund. We had at least 6 months of living expenses set aside in a high-yield savings account. Not just a rainy day fund, a lifeline. Living below our means, we consistently spent less than we earned. That margin let us save and invest without lifestyle creep taking over. Investing consistently. We didn't wait until life felt stable. We started early, even in small amounts, and let time do the work. Avoiding lifestyle lock-in. We kept our fixed expenses manageable, so we were never trapped by a paycheck. I'll be honest, it wasn't always easy. There were moments I wondered if we were doing it right. But every intentional choice gave us more freedom later. And that freedom is what helped me grieve, heal, and rebuild, not just once, but again and again. And if you're watching this and thinking, financial freedom sounds great, but it's only for people who already have money, I want to gently push back on that. It starts with small steps, consistent habits, and aligning your money with what actually matters to you. Maybe you've had a moment like mine where life hit pause for you, or maybe you're feeling the pull to slow down, even if you don't quite know how yet. Wherever you are, I want you to know it's okay to change direction. It's okay to rest. It's okay to dream of something different. I want to leave you with 2 questions to sit with. Number 1, what does freedom look like to you? And number 2, what kind of moments do you want your money to make possible? You don't have to have it all figured out today. You just have to begin. And we're here to help you do exactly that. If this story resonated with you, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button here on YouTube so you never miss an episode. And also subscribe to the Deeply Invested podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you know someone who might need to hear this today, a friend who's maybe burned out, a colleague who's questioning their path, share this video with them. Sometimes the most generous thing we can do is pass along a little hope. Leave me a comment below. What would your mini retirement make possible? I genuinely read every single comment. Thank you so much for being here and listening to my story. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.